World War II, the deadliest conflict in human history, engulfed the globe from 1939 to 1945. The seeds of war were sown in the aftermath of World War I, with the Treaty of Versailles imposing harsh penalties on Germany. Economic depression, political instability, and the rise of nationalism created fertile ground for extremist ideologies. In Germany, Adolf Hitler's Nazi Party exploited these grievances, promising national rejuvenation and expansion. Germany's invasion of Poland on September 1, 1939, triggered the war. Great Britain and France, bound by treaty obligations, declared war on Germany. The conflict quickly escalated, drawing in major powers and engulfing Europe in a maelstrom of violence. From the beaches of Normandy to the deserts of North Africa, the battlefields of World War II witnessed acts of immense courage, unimaginable brutality, and strategic blunders that shaped the course of the conflict. An estimated 70 to 85 million people died during World War II, representing about 3 to 4% of the world's population at the time. Military deaths ranged from 21 to 25 million, while civilian deaths were around 50 to 55 million, including 6 million Jews murdered in the Holocaust. The Soviet Union suffered the highest number of total deaths, estimated at 20 to 27 million, followed by China with around 15 to 20 million deaths due to Japanese invasion and occupation. The devastation remains staggering, with the numbers varying slightly depending on the source and methodology used. Operation Barbarossa. Nazi Germany's invasion of the Soviet Union in June 1941 ranks among the most catastrophic military blunders in history. Hitler, blinded by his belief in German superiority and driven by his desire for Lebensraum, or living space, in the East, grossly underestimated the Red Army's resolve and the Soviet Union's sheer size and resilience. The collaboration with the United States through the Lend-Lease Act provided crucial support to the Soviet war effort. The invasion initially achieved stunning successes, with German forces advancing deep into Soviet territory. However, the offensive stalled as German logistics struggled to keep pace with the advancing troops. The Red Army, though initially caught off guard, mounted a fierce resistance, drawing the Wehrmacht into a war of attrition for which it was ill-prepared. The brutal Russian winter, which Hitler had failed to anticipate, further hampered the German advance. Operation Barbarossa, initially envisioned as a swift and decisive campaign, devolved into a protracted and bloody stalemate, ultimately contributing to Germany's defeat. Operation Market Garden, launched in September 1944, was an ambitious Allied airborne operation aimed at capturing key bridges in the Netherlands and opening a route into Germany. Conceived by British Field Marshal Bernard Montgomery, the plan involved dropping thousands of airborne troops behind enemy lines to seize bridges over the Rhine River. The operation, however, suffered from several critical flaws, including poor intelligence, logistical challenges, and overconfidence in the ability of airborne forces to achieve decisive results. The operation began promisingly, with Allied forces capturing several bridges. However, the advance stalled at Arnhem, where German resistance proved much stronger than anticipated. The British 1st Airborne Division, tasked with capturing the bridge at Arnhem, found itself isolated and outnumbered, facing determined counterattacks from elite German units. After days of fierce fighting, the British were forced to withdraw, having suffered heavy casualties. Market Garden, while showcasing the courage and determination of Allied airborne forces, highlighted the limitations of such operations in the face of determined enemy resistance and logistical challenges. The Japanese surprise attack on Pearl Harbor on December 7, 1941, stands as a stark reminder of the devastating consequences of intelligence failures and strategic miscalculations. The attack, which killed over 2,400 Americans and crippled the U.S. Pacific Fleet, shocked the American public and propelled the United States into World War II. The attack on Pearl Harbor was the culmination of a series of intelligence failures, diplomatic blunders and strategic miscalculations on the part of the United States. American intelligence agencies had intercepted Japanese communications hinting at an impending attack, but they failed to properly interpret the significance of these intercepts. Moreover, American commanders in Hawaii, lulled into a sense of complacency by their belief that Japan would not risk attacking such a distant target, failed to take adequate precautions. The attack on Pearl Harbor, while a tactical victory for Japan, proved to be a strategic blunder, awakening the sleeping giant and galvanizing American resolve to defeat Japan. Section 5. The Gamble at Monte Cassino, Attrition Warfare, and the Costly Italian Campaign. The Battle of Monte Cassino, fought over 4 bloody battles from January to May 1944, epitomizes the brutal realities of attrition warfare and the strategic challenges of the Italian campaign. Monte Cassino, a historic hilltop abbey overlooking a strategic roadway to Rome, became a focal point of the Allied advance through Italy. German forces, well entrenched in the abbey's ruins and the surrounding mountains, inflicted heavy casualties on the attacking Allied forces. The battle for Monte Cassino was characterized by fierce fighting, heavy casualties, and a sense of stalemate. The Allies, determined to break through the German defences, launched repeated assaults, employing massive artillery bombardments and aerial attacks. The Germans, however, fought tenaciously, exploiting the terrain to their advantage. The battle for Monte Cassino, while ultimately an Allied victory, came at a high cost, highlighting the challenges of dislodging a determined enemy from a fortified position. Section 6. The Battle of the Atlantic, Strategic Miscalculations and the U-boat Threat. The Battle of the Atlantic, a protracted and strategically vital campaign fought throughout World War II, underscored the importance of naval power and the consequences of underestimating an enemy's capabilities. Germany, recognizing the importance of severing Britain's maritime lifeline, unleashed its U-boat fleet in a relentless campaign against Allied shipping. The U-boats, operating in wolf packs and employing sophisticated tactics, inflicted heavy losses on Allied merchant vessels, threatening to cripple Britain's war effort. The Allies, initially slow to respond to the U-boat threat, gradually implemented a series of countermeasures including convoy systems, improved anti-submarine technologies and code-breaking efforts. The Battle of the Atlantic was a close-run affair, with the Allies ultimately prevailing but at a high cost in lives and ships. The campaign highlighted the strategic importance of sea control and the dangers of underestimating an enemy's ability to innovate and adapt. Section 7. The Charge of the Light Brigade, a timeless example of military incompetence. While not technically a World War II event, the charge of the Light Brigade during the Crimean War, from 1853 to 1856, serves as a timeless example of military incompetence and the devastating consequences of poor communication and leadership. In 1854, during the Battle of Balaclava, a British light cavalry brigade was ordered to charge a heavily defended Russian artillery position. Due to a miscommunication, the Light Brigade, armed only with sabres and lances, charged head-on into the teeth of Russian cannons. The result was a massacre, with over 100 British soldiers killed and many more wounded. The charge of the Light Brigade, immortalised in Alfred, Lord Tennyson's poem, serves as a stark reminder of the importance of clear communication, sound leadership, and a thorough understanding of the battlefield. Section 8. From Blunders to Lessons. Applying historical insights to contemporary challenges. The military blunders of World War II offer invaluable lessons for contemporary leaders and citizens alike. By studying these past mistakes, we gain a deeper understanding of the complexities of warfare, the importance of strategic planning, and the enduring relevance of timeless military principles, such as unity of command, logistical planning, and the importance of morale. Moreover, these historical blunders underscore the human element in conflict, highlighting the dangers of overconfidence, complacency, and the fog of war. By learning from the mistakes of the past, we can strive to avoid repeating them in the future. The lessons of World War II are not merely academic exercises, they are essential insights that can inform contemporary decision-making in an increasingly complex and interconnected world. By understanding the causes and consequences of past blunders, we can develop more effective strategies for managing international relations, resolving conflicts peacefully, and ensuring global security. Section 9, Uncovering the Past, Shaping the Future, a call to action for engaged citizens. As we commemorate the anniversary of World War II, let us not simply remember the sacrifices of those who fought and died, but also engage with the lessons of this pivotal conflict. I urge you to delve deeper into the history of World War II, to explore the stories of those who experienced it firsthand, and to reflect on the enduring legacy of this global conflict. Visit museums, read books, watch documentaries, and engage in thoughtful discussions about the war and its implications for the present day. By understanding our past, we can better navigate the challenges of the present and build a more peaceful and prosperous future for all. Also, like, share and subscribe for more tips. Thanks for watching.